Hey guys, it's Burgas here, and today I'm going to show you some of the reports we get from this crazy battle. The battle of the top KVK. Now this is just from yesterday. There was just so much feeling of the rallies. Long story short, I don't know when this video is going to come online, but yeah, we lose the Bastion here. In the same time we rallied this Bastion. It was wild day, but pretty much things start getting some shape, how the things will be in general. So I just decided to make a video about the reports from yesterday that we currently receive. Still here with MFDR holding, but yeah, let's jump over the reports. Now I sent my reports to my farm, a Burgas farm, and this is just part from the reports because, oh brother, there was just so many. Now some is going to be big reports, some is going to be small reports. It didn't actually matter. So this is going to be the first one where we fight against the Bastion. There is no order. I mean, before the order of when they rally our Bastion or when we rally their Bastion. But this one is actually looking pretty nice because we're currently rallying their Bastion is Ewanir Kuma, and we're having Li Kuan Kuma here. In the same time, if you check it out, the deaths, what we're having here is like 732 K deaths, and they have like 655 K. Permanently wounded, like close to 2 million more from their side. Let's check out the statistic. Maybe this is the most important thing people are looking for. 880k is Ewanir, which, you know, this surprised me a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Li Kuan is doing close to the same damage like Ewanir. Okay, there's like 10% chance, but I was expecting the percentage to be way bigger. And here is more like what is, so from point of commander here we did little more damage. Here the war pet skills. Now this is the war pets. Moon Bear is still pretty nice, by the way, but the thing with the Moon Bear in today dynamics is Moon Bear just cannot do the AoE damage most rock Ouroch can do, especially when you charge with the cavalry. When you use your infantry. I mean, if open field, close fight, most rock Ouroch, since this bad boy, the skill is attack range melee, you know, when you do a blink play with this bad boy or cavalry, you're doing crazy amount of damage. Till Moon Bear cannot do that, but still it's a very nice pet for a garrison. This is the spells. Now here we're having also normal attack. On our side we have one idea more normal attack, and here the counter attack we get like 100k. Means like 100k here, 100k here, 100k here, or close to 150k. Slowly this is the outcome of this Bastion fight against Ewanir. We may actually also get some counter rally from time to time. There is a people like this bad boy, for example, that is having Kantaman. It's not actually awakened one, but I think it's having, it's like not actually having this spell where when watching a rally, blah blah blah. This one when effecting the buff where Legion have more percent magic defense penetration. So yeah, it's not like applying a defense break. So this is basically the first one I want to show you against IMFS. This is the second one. Here we have deaths 1.4 million. It's like 50-50, but we're having like 4 million severely wounded less, which is also good. I don't know what is happening on our side, but we're performing very nice. Obviously there's going to be some bad reports, don't get me wrong. I'm basically just sent I just sent everything to my farm. So I can say this one is also a good one. This is against Jason G, and this bad boy against the garrison of Jason G, by the way. And this bad boy, I'm not gonna lie, is having a lot of awakened heroes, pets, and stuff like this, which is absolutely wild. Still, here, surprisingly, the Monster Rock Outrage on our side did more damage with his normal attack, with like 100k more. Maybe because they was actually trying to swarm this rally. Yeah, IMFS actually trying to swarm the rally by a lot. And yeah, this one fierce attack is also very solid. So overall, it's looking like this. Here we're having some extra swarming. I mean, certainly wanted 130. Maybe this bad boy was like with Race of Remedy or something like this. Still, I believe this new Legion of the Mage Heroes is a very solid one because it's having this defense penetration, which is absolutely needed, to be fair, in open field. Yeah, as you can see, the deaths here, and most likely those people are having this thing from the policy open up, which is this thing here. I honestly don't like this one because this policy is 2% of the both sides severely wounded and wounded units will die instead of going off Koswari, so you cannot actually buy back these troops, so it's permanent kills. So yeah, if you see somebody with those things on the reports, just know that this bad boy is actually getting full deaths. Okay, this one was the second rally. If yeah, this is the second rally. It's strange that there was like 1.4 million, so maybe we eat like 2 rallies here. Maybe this is not the big one. Maybe this should be one more rally somewhere here. That is like over 1 million deaths. I may find it, I may not find it. This bad boy Mac also did tons of rallies, to be fair. I may not actually find it. Yeah, here we have some deaths also. I think the majority of IMFS is having this thing set it up. Okay, 7k. So maybe it's just going to be small deaths here and there. As you can see, it's like, oh, this is actually a counter rally. Yeah, maybe it's from counter rally. As you can see, it's like 7,000, 6,000 on our side. So it makes sense at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm not going to sit that much over 1-2 rallies. Let's go over the next one. This is against this bad boy. Now here we have that 6.8 million. The enemy is having like 7.1. It's like 19 million severely wounded. Now why is matter severely wounded? Because this is the troops that you have to basically heal. Okay, so if you're out of resources, if you're out of elixirs, this can make huge difference. This like 15 million severely wounded. Basically one account like mine, or even 2 accounts like mine, and I'm like 160 million power, are out. Like 2 accounts like this are out just because of one rally. And yeah, here you can see the battle summary. Overall, heroes did 44 million. The enemy heroes 41. The artifacts, here we have artifacts, which is very interesting, which is close to 1 million, to be fair. 25 million war pets, 21 million on the enemy side, and this is the normal attack. War pets is extremely important, especially for the rally stuffs. Extremely important. Now, as a mage main, I may not be able, my pets may not be able to fire up their skills, okay? Because, you know, in the poking game, sometimes the enemy just go way too deep in their territory or something like this, where a condition where you just stop fighting because, you know, it's not a smart decision to continue going further. But here in the rally fights, your pet is going to execute. It's going to execute on clock, okay? So yeah, this is one of the rallies from the Mac, this bad boy, and oh no, he's a garrison here. Here we get like 20k more deaths, and 70 wounded on their side is like 100k more. and here maybe it's going to be some other rallies that are, you know, with some deaths, because when you make a rally, I believe when you make a rally and the commander is, I mean, I don't know if is commander related. For example, somebody put this thing from the policy and you join his rally, are you going to also get some deaths? I don't know, but it should not be. It should not be. But I believe the majority of IMFS players actually was having this policy open it right there, and not many from our side was actually having that thing. Maybe except, for example, Hammer is having it, and you can see basically by who hit him what is getting in return. And here is the thing, by the way, when you jump, you can open this policy and jump on the, for example, blink play. Everybody's going to jump on you, and you can see the amount of players who is having this policy open, because they're also going to have deaths. The ones that don't have this policy is not going to have deaths. So, you know, you can even manage should you actually go for this policy with your lance or not. But yeah, okay, let's go for the next one. I think this is a small, no, it's not a small. By the way, here Austin have like 1 to 2 death ratio. Similarly, one that is almost the same, which is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Those cavalry, I understand the people that is sending cavalry, because nobody's playing with the cavalry. I mean, there is a dedicated players who is playing with their cavalry. I understand that, but at the end of the day, the most important unit in this in Call of Dragons for 2026 may not be the mages, may not be a cavalry. It's actually infantry. Everybody's trying to save their infantry, because the rights, the rallies, the front lines, the blink play, the everything in this game is all about the infantry. So yeah, people are willing to sacrifice. Here we even have, oh my god, we even have a dragon trying to do something. Here we have some swarm, I guess, some swarm from Lilia Velen, 29k. That's brother. What is going on? 18k. People are swarming the run, swarming the Bastion. It was a tough fight yesterday. It was a completely tough fight. I'm not gonna lie. So, you know, it is what it is. So this is just part of the. Let's jump over the other one. This like 493 deaths on our side, 1 million, close to the same against Joran with Ewanir. I actually wonder, Jason pets should be crazy pets, brother. I'm surprised that these pets are doing that low amount of damage. Normally this dude is like willing to go very far with the pets. But yeah, this is the other one. Here we have one more. I actually show you this one. Here we have some rally that I participate. That was Archer rally. Archer rallies are actually making crazy amount of value. As you can see, 71 million on the enemy side. It's like 4.7. This is like 2.5 to 1 or 2.3 to 1. Absolutely wild. And if you want to drain the enemy, you can just send Archer rally. Look at this thing, 71 at 80k, brother. Yeah, obviously this bad boy is most likely with the race of Remedy at this moment, but it's crazy. 73k, brother, 73k. I mean, this is crazy results. This is like 1 to 5, exchange. Absolutely wild, absolutely wild. So yeah, I'm huge fan. I start being huge fan of the Archer rally here again against Jason. Brother, is IMFS have a positive, with no disrespect, positive rally thing? I didn't actually even watch the reports. I just sent it and I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep tomorrow. I'm going to make a video about all these reports, because you know, I'm not a huge fan of the reports. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not huge fan because the report is something that happened in specific conditions that are close to impossible to be achieved again. Okay, in the real combat scenario, if you're sitting one-on-one, sitting and shooting, it's still not guaranteed the enemy is going to have the same decorations, same pet, same hero awakening, same artifacts, and etc. So that's why I'm not huge fan of the reports, but I know the people like to see reports. So yeah, this is the other thing that we're having here. This is a second counter rally. We get a lot of counter rally. There's like 5-6 rallies going on. That's why I cannot, show you everything. Maybe I don't want to scroll that much, but as you can see, even this bad boy Fluffy is rallying our Bastion. Maybe somebody else also rally our Bastion. I don't know, but for now, yeah, here not that much. This one is the other one. 993, 2.6 million deaths. 71 that again is absolutely crazy. Yo, look at this thing, brother. 2.4 million deaths against. So it's actually absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. And here we have Lee Kwan Kuma. At least Jason decides to switch to this bad boy, but still, Ewan 5 million, brother. 5 million, that's crazy. This is the first spell. Just from point of pets, again, some crazy difference in those pets. I don't know from where it actually comes. I mean, I'm going to go in deep maybe one day. This is one other rally here where we're getting like 40k more deaths. It's against Jason. This is the garrison of the Jason. It's still, brother. I mean, this is against garrison. That means you're fighting under enemy territory. Majority of the cases, because if it's on the line, the Bastion, the rally can be on the other side. You get the idea. It's just crazy. Oh my god. But yeah, in general, this is just some of the reports that we're getting. Most likely at one point we have to start filling this Bastion. We'll actually try to catch up and maybe try to do a double rally over this Bastion, but it's a Bastion, but it's pretty much over. I don't want to say it, but it's pretty much over. So yeah, guys, we're going to continue fighting for like 2 days. We make like 11 million power, 11 million merits. But yeah, and we spent a lot this season. We spent a lot of mana. So yeah, guys, this will be for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a great day, and see you in the next video.